Hello, my name is Sarah Barnes, and this poem is called Shaved Fish, and it's dedicated to my father, Alan Barnes. I'm not even looking at you. In fact, you're not even here. I say and say and say as I open a letter and get a spoonful of instant karma, spoon-fed through the dents made in ink on a page by a man whose chest I dented with small hands that didn't know their strength, and he said, I trust you've been well. Wandering spirits tend to enjoy themselves, and at that moment, the earth's crust shifts beneath my feet, shifts like the scabs on my hypothalamus left from the last time I fell in love. Shifts like the scabs on my knees I used to pick off and eat when I was a kid. Did I ever tell you that I did that? And I was always barefoot. I guess I just wanted to feel like when I stepped on a rock's neck, wantonly walking towards being a woman, I made sure that the rock hurt me back. And speaking of that, I once knew another man that asked me, darling, how did we get here? But it doesn't matter now, because all I hear are the resounding echoes of an empty ear singing, I'm not even looking at you and you're not even here. And speaking of wondering, wandering, and why not, it goes something like, Eleanor Rigby puts on a face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Because I know that I belong in a bucket seat, 7 years old next to my daddy, a cigarette in his hand that burns down at the same time he burns down our lives with it. And sometimes when I'm drunk, smoking the same brand of cigarettes that killed my father, I think that he must be up there, turning a deaf eye and a blind ear. But I only have the courage to say this because I'm not even looking at you and you're not even here. And if you were, I wouldn't say a word of this shit. I'd construct a misconstrued metaphor meandering towards the point that I don't know who I am any more than you do, and I sure as hell wouldn't say that I hate to write poetry because I'm too afraid to try. That I lost the love of my life the day my father died. That I keep a bottle of perfumed perfection next to a suitcase of rain, just so when the aroma of the pretty lies that liquefies my pretty eyes fades, I can swallow the bottle and wash away the trace with rain. And I'll just say that I often feel like a gladiator alone on a stage that looks down and sees my face reflected in a blade pointed towards myself and knows that there is no glory in bleeding to death on stage unless all of Athens is watching. So today, I lay down my sharp-edged facade and stand here bleeding for no one. Because I'm not even looking at you. In fact, you're not even here.